Welcome back to Mideast in Depth. Today we'll be looking at press from across the globe reflecting on the Syrian refugee crisis in Lebanon. Antoine Haddad states in Lebanon's Daily Star that when the war in Syria began in 2011 and Syrians fled to Lebanon seeking refuge, many Lebanese held two contradictory illusions. He writes, in 4 years, the number of Syrians in Lebanon has neared 1.5 million, tripling the number of Syrians who had been in Lebanon before the conflict. He comments that as a result, Lebanon was left with open borders, allowing Syrians free access, no shelter policy of any kind, and a firm rejection of setting up organized camps, fearing a repeat of the experience of Palestinian refugees. The laissez-faire, laissez-passer Lebanese approach resulted in the burgeoning of hundreds of substandard, unorganized settlements, informal camps, destroyed or unfinished buildings across most of Lebanon, housing more than 500,000 refugees. He adds that several workshops and seminars held recently established the 8 main components of a possible consensual policy in this field. Some of these included to control the flow of Syrians to and from Lebanon, establish a clear legal distinction between the various statuses of Syrian nationals present in Lebanon, and organize the relationship between the Syrian workforce and the Lebanese labor market, assuming that officially registered refugees should not be entitled to work in Lebanon or benefit from both statuses. He concludes that Lebanon needs to work seriously and swiftly on a comprehensive and inclusive national policy that would cater to common Lebanese interests, priorities and needs, regardless of the position of different Lebanese parties toward the war in Syria. Moreover, it is necessary to meet the needs of host communities and improve the living conditions of Syrian refugees while preserving their dignity. The viewpoint from the Hamilton Spectator states that there are now more refugees in the world than at any time in recorded history. It states that Lebanon hosts 1 Syrian for every 4 of its own citizens. Turkey, population 75 million, has at least 1.6 million. The poverty-stricken sub-Saharan neighbors of Sudan, Somalia and Eritrea have taken in 3.7 million people from nearby states. It continues, resettling tens of millions of refugees in richer nations is not the answer, yet neither is closing off immigration. Resettlement can play a role in regulating the flow, and rich countries could be more creative by developing categories of temporary visas. Refugees would be given shelter on the understanding that they would return home if they can do safely. It concludes that more needs to be done to make it possible for the displaced to remain in their own regions. That means providing the shelter, schools and medical care that refugees need. It also means putting civilian boots on the ground to help countries such as Lebanon and Jordan, already straining to create jobs for their own people with infrastructure and development. For more updates, please visit levant.tv. And subscribe to Mideast in Depth on iTunes. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.